I'm gonna take a three-piece with the boss sauce
Picture this.
and some macaroni and cheese.
You just ruined the fucking punchline.
I'm sorry.
Are you drinking paint today, Sam?
I'm drinking paint today.
That's the point.
That's the point, and that's what makes me so fucking mad about this goddamn movie. It's the point.
How do you hate this movie?
I don't think about him in this movie. He doesn't exist, that fuck. That fucking fuck.
I am still here for it.
Your co-host, Mr. Workman, will not be joining us this week, for I have destroyed him for all time.
That's terrible. Can we call it the Foreskin 20 episode?
I'm fucking done.
3 for 3. Now that's really cool.
Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of 3 for 3. I am your host this week, Matthew Patterson. I'm joined by my two marvelous co-hosts, Samuel Holler and Mr. Jackson Workman.
What up?
And I am on the road. I'm taking 3 for 3 on the road this episode, and we're going for a drive.
You're on tour?
Which is back to my house. We
Going
also are
down the
taking a drive. Yep. Taking a drive with 3 movies that are way different in every single way. However, I think we should start with Sam's pick, which is the insane Tim Robbins written and directed mockumentary Bob Roberts, if you're French.
Bob Roberts loves to win.
Take it away, Sam.
Yeah. A good old fucking time. Picture this. You're running for office. Your name's Tim, aka Bob. You love America. You love America. And so you're trying to make America great again, as he says in this movie. And you are taking everybody by storm with your country music, your good old pure Christian music. And as all political figures do, they fly a little too close to the sun. And you are on this journey. It's on the road. It's a mockumentary about everything that's going on, the lengths that he will go to get this America better. And he goes on it. He goes on that journey. And there's a bunch of people who want to help him. There's a bunch of people who don't want him to get the office. And will he succeed? We'll find out in just a few minutes. When, lo and behold, spoiler alert, he gets politically assassinated, but he doesn't die. And so he is catapulted forward in the polls, the views, and he can't help but tap his paralyzed foot, to the beat of the music. So, what did y'all think? This was a last minute switch. Not a last minute. I kind of switched day after we recorded last, but I was not intending on watching this week. I feel like I stole a Matt movie, and I think Matt stole one of my movies.
I was going to say, I had to remind myself at several points while watching this that this was a Sam pick and not a Matt pick, because it felt like a Matt pick.
He took my pick.
And frankly, Matt's felt like a Sam pick. I have to point that out as well.
But I'm so happy I saw this nonetheless. Second time watching it, first time being with Matt. Where we were just laughing and hooting and hollering, going along with the satire, but Jesus Christ, the satire has become reality now. It's always been reality, but here we are.
Where are the houses? That's what I want to know. Where's the damn houses?
Give me my $2,000, please. I want my stimmy.
Hey, I think we're all in that boat.
On a mysterious way.
Matt, I'll let you go first.
So yeah, this is Sam. This is the second time that I've seen it as well since we watched it, and I feel like because I was laughing with it a lot when we first watched it, and like having a good time, but I feel like I really got to like take a moment and like appreciate it for everything that it's doing. And the cast in this movie is insane, very insane. Alan Rickman, Jack Black.
Yeah, I know. I
In
didn't
his
say
film
anybody else.
debut.
Yep, yeah, he was nuts in this movie too. Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo
just literally,
Esposito.
then the cameos like Susan Sarandon and what's his face from
James
Shortcut.
Spader.
That too. I was thinking of.
Oh, Fred Ward.
Yep. See, we're literally just
Ray
like how many
Wise.
cameos that are from Shortcuts. But it's the dude who's in the beginning. I can't remember his name. He's the dude who cuts the stuff in half. In Shortcuts. Am I frozen?
No, I'm just trying to process and think of who that was.
The
I
dude
can't
who-
remember his name. He cut all the stuff in half. Like he cut all the.
Peter Gallagher.
Yeah, Peter Gallagher. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who it is. Anywho, yeah. So I really enjoyed it this time, just for like all of that, and yeah, it's just catchy tunes. Jackson, what did you think?
Well, this was interesting. I will also preface this by saying, I was telling Matt a minute ago, this was maybe the closest I've ever cut it, trying to get everything in time for this show. I had to watch 2 movies last night, and I didn't get started until almost 11:30. So I was genuinely worried I was not going to make it in time for this recording. But thankfully, I was able to. This was the last one I watched. I watched Free Enterprise right before this, and then didn't get started on this one until probably about 1 in the morning. And I was like, so I was like, oh my God, okay. I am like, I need to go to sleep. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, am I gonna fall asleep during this? Am I gonna get tired? Like, what's gonna happen? Is this gonna be able to hold my attention?
Yep.
So let's see. I started the movie. I didn't even realize until it was over. By the time it was over, I had been chewing gum for maybe about 45 minutes to an hour, and I didn't get up to spit it out. I was that goddamn locked into this movie. This was fucking amazing. Just absolutely one of the best political satires I've ever seen. Just fucking genius.
This is how you do it, Warink.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
My Letterboxd review of this movie, I wasn't going to say it on the cast, but you just prompted me. So it's amazing what you can do with a political satire when you're actually focusing on the satire instead of on Hillary Duff and Brownface or Sarah Michelle Gellar talking about blowjobs. It's absolutely wonderful how much you can actually get out of it.
I
Cause
still think this movie needed at least one blowjob comment.
Oh man.
But this, it reminded me a lot of another political satire we've had on Facing the Crowd, where it's this kind of folk singer guy who is catapulted to fame and becomes like this ruthless politician and everything. And just like that, this was just, the commentary in this was fucking just razor sharp. I thought that just every scene, and I didn't know until it started either that it was going to be like a mockumentary kind of movie, and I thought that was executed flawlessly. Tim Robbins, who we have had on the show many times recently, this is his 4th appearance overall, his 3rd time in just the last few months. It's good to know that he's as good of a fucking director as he is an actor, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
This is my first movie that he's directed that I've seen. I still want to see Dead Man Walking very much, but
This is the second week in a row with actor turned director.
yeah, I guess so. After Jodie Foster last week, also second week in a row with David Strathairn showing up randomly. As you said, Matt, the cast of this movie is fucking batshit. You've got Tim Robbins, of course. You've got Alan Rickman. You got fucking Ray Wise, who's definitely a Hall of Famer at this point. You got fucking Gore Vidal, of all people, showing up in a pretty big part. All kinds of... John Cusack returning in his little role yet again. Bob
They were in a movie called
Hoffman.
Tape together, so that's why I think he showed up.
Yeah. And Susan Sarandon, James Spader, Fred Ward, Bob Balaban, fucking Giancarlo Esposito, and honestly one of my favorite roles he's ever played. Just was fucking amazing in this. And of all people, as the documentarian, Brian Murray, who I just saw in Treasure Planet, as the voice of Long John Silver. So
Yeah.
that was random as shit seeing him in something so soon after that. And yeah, lots of other people who I'm sure I'm forgetting.
You know,
But yeah, there you go. But and Jack Black, of course, in his
Yes.
film debut. And I gotta say,
maniacal Jack Black.
absolutely diabolical Jack Black, yes. But
Fucking unhinged as hell.
very unhinged. From his first scene, he is clearly fucking unhinged. But yeah, and this movie took some turns. It took some twists, and every step of the way, I was just kind of like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck is going to happen next? And you just couldn't believe it. And I just got to say two things. One, most perfect final scene in a movie. That shot of the Jefferson Memorial just scrolling around with the text and everything. I was like, God damn, Tim Robbins. Like, just talented as shit as ever. And, say what you will. This movie, definitely I will say it is astonishing some of the things it was talking about that were ahead of its time. And some of the things that it predicted and some of the things that like you said, Sam, they make the point. This kind of stuff was always happening. It's just not everybody knew it until, a certain point in time. Because that, I think it's Giancarlo Esposito who says it. I can't remember. Where he goes like, the Bay of Pigs, Watergate, the Iran-Contra thing. It was all the same people, behind the scenes doing the same shit. Like, so it, it did a very good job of, I think, not only commenting on what it was trying to comment on and just staying on target very well, but also, being definitely like for 1992, I was like, God damn, did this predict some shit, or was it ahead of its time with what it was trying to talk about? No question.
No, I think especially Giancarlo's character is like so important to what the story is like trying to say and like the use that he got out of him, um, like it or not. Um, and it just provides so much for Giancarlo to like just roll with and just take, and he felt every character feels like a real person lived in and all that, but like his character in particular I think really is just like so well rounded in all facets that it just kind of you support him full heartedly and his struggle and the way that they treat him and the way that they use him as a pawn to just further Tim Robbins' like goal to get into office. Goddamn, that coffee's starting to kick in hard. But it's just like, what the actual fuck? And then using the music, which is really goddamn good music. I mean, it's hard not to like folk music, but when you're using the folk music in a very just fucked up kind of like on the nose, in your face kind of way, it's like, oh my God. It makes me think of stuff like how Elvis took people by storm and like how
And Bob Dylan.
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff.
I thought the album title, "The Times Are Changing Back,"
Yeah.
I was like, that was good.
Yeah. I love it too, because that's kind of the thing is, I love that they do the whole idea of, because I mean, I'm watching the movie, right? And I'm like, his songs are disgusting. Like, just all of them are just so hateful. Like, clearly, blatantly just hateful and just like, but they are catchy songs. And I think, like, the fact that you two, we were talking earlier, like, did want the soundtrack for the movie, even though we all know that the songs are disgusting. It just it goes to show that the point that they're making in the movie is true. If you get through to people in a certain way, if you come at them with catchy songs and you come at them with like in a friendly kind of way like that, people will go for it. People will kind of fall under the spell, And I think it's, it's interesting doing the kind of like folk singer thing, but from a more conservative kind of standpoint. Because you think of folk music typically as like a Bob Dylan, like protest kind of thing.
I think
but
of Llewyn Davis, but teach
Well,
us.
yes, that as well.
Bob Dylan wasn't even to Llewyn Davis.
Shout out to Oscar Isaac. We need. That's what we needed was. We needed Bob Roberts to play a song and for F. Murray Abraham to just be like, all right, go away.
There's a Jimmy Buffett song that I'm like 90% sure was inspired by this movie called Bob Roberts Society Band. And I'm like trying to figure out if, because it came out in 97 and this came out early, before that.
Most likely then, yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy. Just,
Yeah.
I listened to it the other day and I was like,
I really want to get this on Laserdisc. I just want that this cover of him with the flag just on giant like vinyl size print.
Yeah.
Anything to get closer to having the soundtrack.
Yeah, I love that story that they wanted him to. They wanted to release the soundtrack on, like, actually release it as an album, and Tim Robbins was like, "No, you're not. I don't want this ever played outside the context of the film."
With association of my name.
Yeah, but the rap song was maybe my favorite one. That one was just like, what the fuck?
We got to all show up at Tim Robbins' house and just like hold him at gunpoint and make him record everything. Like, we're going to record this shit and we're releasing it if you don't already have it.
Jackson, to that point, this is the first of 2 musicals on this fucking episode. With another
two
phenomenal rap song.
Oh, we'll get to that later. Yes,
yes,
some phenomenal rap tunes in this one. But
Ray Wise also just fucking kills it as like his.
Oh my god,
his press agent kind of person.
It's so his performance is so subtle, but like as usual, so perfect. I mean, just the little subtleties. Like, that is a fucking real guy. Like, I believed him the whole time as, like, this dude who just lives, eats, and breathes, like, this dude's campaign and just his message and everything. Every political aid you've ever seen, that's that dude, So I'm like, shout out to Ray Wise for really nailing the subtleties of that kind of guy. And I also have to say, just performance-wise, Tim Robbins... I mean, it's the closest character we've kind of had to Lonesome Rhodes since he was featured on our show. And he does a good job with it. I mean, fucking phenomenal. Again, the subtleties of his performance of just... It's not like Lonesome Rhodes where he's got the really thick Southern accent and he's all over the top and everything. He's much more restrained, but he's so fucking sinister. Down to the little... Like that scene where Giancarlo Esposito confronts him in the building... And he's trying to ambush him with that report and like ask him all those questions. When Ray Wise goes like, "Well, I hope you know that this entire thing has been caught on camera," that little smirk that Tim Robbins gives the camera like right after he says that, I thought like that was beautiful. Just absolutely, just it wasn't too much, it wasn't too little, it was just enough. Like that little flash he gives the camera with his, I'm like, this dude is fucking pure evil. He is manipulative. Like, I feel that. Like, just, yeah. And Giancarlo as well. One of my favorite performances. That monologue he has towards the end, I was like, God damn, he put everything he had into that. Mm-hmm. That was one of the hardest lines ever. He's like, I will expose Bob Roberts. I don't need a bullet to do it. Yeah. I was like, God damn.
What's also pretty funny about this movie that I just thought about is his name being so dumb because it's Robert Roberts, and it's like
I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, but still, like it sounds so natural. Bob Roberts is not like I don't think about it that way. And I'm like, that was just so funny.
Yeah,
it's just fucking Robert Roberts.
Tom Atkins was great too as the doctor.
Tom Atkins, yeah.
I just saw him in The Fog recently, so it was cool seeing him pop up in something again. Oh, and also, oh my God, one of the standout performances. Wasn't in it a lot, but Lynn Thigpen as the fucking TV host at the beginning who he's fighting with. Jesus shit, she was amazing. I mean, just that little, maybe he only had 5 minutes of screen time, but like, oh my God. Like, really, really phenomenal. She's one of those, like, kind of, I don't know, like, underrated heavy hitters who never has a ton of screen time in movies, but when they bring her in, she's like a closer. Where she's like, I'll get the fucking job done, whatever part you give me, I'm gonna get it done. So
the way it's all shot, it's so inviting into this world, but also the world is not something you want to be living in, but you are living in it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely it's a little too close to home in some ways, but yeah, again, I really do think that the commentary here was just razor sharp. I miss this era when, political satire actually had a point to make and, was clever and incisive and just all this kind of stuff. And, I really think that it's one of the best political satires that I've ever seen, no question about it. I mean, not even just and like the commentary was great, but then the filmmaking of it was great, like so well directed. I mean, there's so many scenes where like the things that they're showing you are so subtle, like that scene on the bus, like after the pageant or whatever, where first of all, I just love the framing of like them kind of showing the news report in the foreground and showing them all talking in the background. You can kind of hear them both a little bit at the same time. But then, like, you can hear, because Harry Lennox also is in this too, a very young Harry Lennox, who's great in his little part. And just that little detail, you can just barely hear one of them say to him, like, oh, what, you're telling me you've never eaten fried chicken before or something like that. Just the little subtleties of showing how racist all of the members of his campaign are. Without throwing it in your face, I was like, oh my God, the way it's just directed is just so fucking brilliant. There's so many scenes like that where just the staging of it is so, I don't know, kind of unconventional and realistic and stuff.
Yeah.
I constantly found myself just like chuckling at things that I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I'm like laughing at the fact that I'm like, what's going on? Kind of.
And then just the oh shit moment towards the end of after he's won, like, I guess if there's a silver lining, that's it. You see him like tapping his feet at the concert.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, first of all, the oh shit moment of that was like, oh my God, like what the fuck? But at the same time, I'm thinking like, well, maybe that's a silver lining because they got it on camera, so they can show everybody that he's a faker now. So hopefully that'll bring him down or something.
The Paul Revere music video that plays around that time as well, just fucking
yeah.
That was a great one. I also just love the idea, again, just the satire of like, we're releasing our new album on election day, like just whether I win or lose, I'm dropping that shit. Like timing a fucking album drop. But also again,
cameo from Jeremy Piven as well.
Oh, where was he?
He was a candle seller. He was like just randomly there.
I don't remember seeing him. Interesting. But there are a couple of Lee Ehrenberg had a small part as one of the crazy like supporter guys in the crowd. I remember he was in a couple of scenes.
It's always nice to see him.
Yeah, underrated actor. But also again going back to like the staging of it, the subtlety. I just love when they're all sitting in Bob Roberts' house and they're watching the footage of the assassination back, and just that subtle, again, you almost don't even notice it, them showing him planting the gun on Giancarlo and the girl just getting up and like storming out of the room. I'm just like, God damn. And then just I don't know, it was all just so well done, like just very, very blatant about what it's trying to say, but not in your face about it, like just making its case in such a, I don't know, such a poignant way. It was really, really fucking impressive.
Yeah. I was very glad you picked this because I was having a great time watching it. I got to watch this one at work on my computer, which actually got me more into it, I think, than if I were at home.
It felt like you were editing the pieces together.
I was just locked in. But yeah. So do we have any other comments about Mr. Bob Roberts?
He got what he deserved.
Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm hoping that since they got the footage of him tapping his toes on the footage, I'm like, all right.
Shades of Robbins.
Hopefully they'll bring him down. What'd you say?
Shades of Robbins.
And yeah, I'll just say one more time, seriously. I truly did not notice until I got up to spit out my gum after it was over. I was like, I've had that gum in my mouth for almost an hour. Like, and I didn't even notice. Like, I never ever keep gum in my mouth for that long, and I was like, shit, I must have been really locked into that fucking movie. So Yeah, really gripping for sure.
Okay, Jackson, your jaw being sore is not from chewing gum, and we all know it.
Sam, I have no problem admitting that. I'm not like Bob Roberts. I have nothing to hide when it comes to that subject.
Uh, Let me get
Oh,
Monica
man.
on the phone.
Right.
Of course. And Nancy Reagan.
And Nancy. Yeah.
You got the you're like, what's the word? Picture frames of blowjob queens, like Sarah Michelle Gellar, Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan was on the bang bus. For sure.
I was debating on. Did y'all see the TikTok thumbnail for her clip? It's just her face.
Oh no, I did see that. I did see that. Yeah.
I kind of want to go back and I want to like zoom in even closer on her.
Well, what I love is your description, which is just like you're completely burying the lead. Where you're just like, on this episode, we celebrate someone very dear to our hearts, Nancy Reagan. I'm just like, oh boy,
Oh my
people are gonna
God.
click that link thinking one thing and get something else entirely.
Just randomly. It's all movie content and then just a photo of Nancy.
Yep.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble gobble, motherfuckers.
Well, if that is all we have to say about that one, which was a great movie, I think we should move on to my pick this week,
Hey.
which is the underrated.
Boldly
almost
go
nobody-
where no podcast has gone before.
Yes, where very few people have gone before, because I have never heard about this movie up until a couple weeks ago, and even then, I feel like every description I can find online is super wrong. Like, they're close, but still, it's like,
Lex wanted you to think that this was about the making of Brady Killers.
yeah. Cause that's gonna be the next hit, Brady Killers. But yeah, it's directed by Robert Meyer Burnett and written by Mark A. Altman and said director. This movie is about two childhood friends who love the same things. They're nerdy. They love Star Trek. They have William Shatner in their heads. And guess what? They double down and they go into the movie industry. And they both are in two different spots in their life, but they're at least in the movie industry, right? And yeah, one of them is like, I guess, a producer, pretty much, is Aaron McCormick, and then the Amadeus of smut editing, kind of.
The Beach Bay Bimbo's editor himself.
Yes, from Full Eclipse, not Full Moon Entertainment. But yes, and guess who do they run into? Their fucking idol, Mr. William Shatner. And guess who also, yeah, Bill. And guess who has his own problems? Bill Shatner.
Bill.
And guess who also has a genius idea for a musical version of Julius Caesar? Bill Shatner. And their entire vision of this man is dismantled, pretty much, as they meet him. And they get to know themselves a bit as well. Are they psychopaths? Are they good people? By the end of the movie, have they changed whatsoever? Your guess is about as good as mine. But guess what? We still got to see William Shatner rapping Julius Caesar.
Hell yeah.
Rip the fuck out. And,
Laying pipe.
Yep. I fucked with this one a lot more than I thought I was going to. I was expecting William Shatner to be in about 0.0 scene, like 2 scenes in this movie. The fact that he is in most of it, and requested specifically that he play himself like a drunk, like a lonely drunk. When
Yeah,
they'd originally written him.
Expected him to be in 2 scenes, but in a giant surprise, he was in a whopping 5 scenes.
Yes. He still I was surprised at the fact that he kept showing up. And, if you say that Han Solo is cooler than Captain Kirk, you're gonna get your little fucking ass kicked.
Yeah, beat that little
Get
fucker.
drop
in the head.
kicked. Yeah, this movie is a silly, weird fucking movie. The characters in it are pretty despicable, and then they don't get any better, I guess, but I don't know. Toys R Us and Laserdisc represent. And did anybody else get nervous when Phil LaMarr was in the back of the car? I was a little triggered by that one.
Well, I mean, come on, man. You got to have an opinion. I mean, do you honestly think that God came down from heaven and stopped the book? Well, I don't know. Anyway.
That's but yeah, this movie just is one of those where I was not expecting much, and I feel like it gave me a little more than what I'd expected, and it doubled down on some of the jokes that I did not expect it to double down on, specifically the Julius Caesar musical. I was not anticipating in any way, shape, or form that we would actually see that at all, and the fact that we got a glimpse, we got a musical, we got the opening number.
We got the opening number.
And William Shatner walking around that bar just stumbling into everyone, and then people being like, "You're an asshole," and he's like, and the other guy's like, "No, he's not." And he's like, "Yes, I am. I am an asshole." I thought that was just fucking hilarious.
I'm sure George Takei loved that scene.
Jesus,
we like you more than your co-stars like you.
Literally, I'm him wearing the fucking outfit after he overheard them talking about like him in the fucking like the military suit.
You mean this outfit?
Oh, you motherfucker! Oh,
that is nuts. How did you buy that for this specifically, or did you just have
No,
that?
I've had this in my closet since fucking middle school.
You fucking
Just like
liar! He told us,
like him.
for all you out there, he told us he was going commando under that thing. He knew good and goddamn well.
He was doing.
Well played, sir.
Yes. At least just don't get it ripped.
Yeah.
Or do if you want.
But yeah, I'll open it up to you guys. What do you guys think about this movie?
Sam.
Well, this movie was tailor-made for me and all the fucking stupid-ass goddamn bullshit that it is about. And the stupid-ass fucking annoying goddamn people that do nothing but complain in their life going on an adventure that entails Star Trek. So, like, what's not to like? But more importantly, Matt, the whole movie, I was like, if I don't get that goddamn fucking Julius Caesar opening number, I will fucking riot. And thank God we got it, and it was even better than I could have possibly imagined. And I love this goddamn fucking movie so much. It is hot garbage, but I love it so much. Yeah, it just so fucking funny for no goddamn reason. And it's not even some parts that are intentionally funny, some parts that are not intentionally funny, and then some parts I'm just looking at that shit and I'm laughing. So, but
I really related to the dude. I can't remember his fucking name for the life of me. His friend who had all the fucking collectibles. I was like, "Yep, that's me."
yeah,
The fact that he was losing rent, literally didn't have any rent money because he would spend money on that shit, is a little insane. Like, I would have understood drugs more than I would have understood that, but
No, it's not, Matt. He wanted to follow his dreams. That's admirable.
but just
Who the fuck needs to pay money to, on bills and food and rent and, all that shit? What do you want, a fucking $30,000 engagement ring, you piece of shit?
he's literally
no, he wants to fuck a green girl.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you have every goddamn right to get liquored up at the midnight showing of Wrath of Khan. And god damn it, if you didn't know, because this is just like Head, where we have a surprise birthday party that
I thought the
person
same
does
thing.
not want to be there for.
I literally said out loud, I was like, this is about to turn into the scene from Head.
And it did.
I've just got one question for you guys. Is that MAC lipstick?
How'd you know?
Do you just have a passion for women's lips, Matt?
Yeah.
Such
I love women. I love everything about them. I love telling them things.
But yeah, take it away, Jackson.
Yep.
So, yeah, Matt.
Just know I will kick your fucking ass if you talk bad
We're gonna
about
drop kick you.
Matt, do you want to know what I think the most fitting part of your description of this was?
What?
That long ass pause you took in between saying this movie, because it does barely qualify as such.
It's an hour and 53 minutes long. It qualifies.
Which is inexplicable. There literally came a point in the movie where I was like, how are there 47 minutes left in this goddamn movie? Like, how is that possible? And with the fact that we had to watch it on Plex. It was even longer with the goddamn commercials.
Ads. Okay, yeah.
But
Fucking
there's
six
one
ads.
thing. But there's one thing I learned. If there's anything I learned watching this movie, it's this: Big Pharma is lying to us. Apparently,
A lot of edible ads.
I got nothing but like Big Pharma is evil ads, and I was just like, and they were really, really goddamn long.
There was one ad that said some guy named like Sam Page or something. Like, fuck that dude.
I don't remember any of the ads that I saw, to be fair. I just knew they were long and I was annoyed.
Yeah, same.
And they always seem to come in a weird fucking spot, too. It was
That
never
number
like where
was
you would make
always
sense.
over 100.
Yeah, it was like 180 seconds almost every time. So yeah, this is one of the most irritating goddamn movies I've ever seen. I fucking hated this a lot. I was just really, really goddamn annoyed. The characters in this movie are some of the most fucking thoroughly dislikable pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. I honestly was more irritated and angered by them than I was by Bob Roberts, if I'm being honest. The most misogynistic fucking pieces of shit I've ever seen. And the movie is not aware that they are, by the way. The movie is...
Well, it tries to act like it a little bit. It tries to act like it.
It tries to act like it towards the end, but no, this is how these people really feel. This is literally like if you know that scene from Mother with Lisa Kudrow where she and Albert Brooks are having dinner. It's like if someone made an entire movie out of that scene, basically. I'm just like, yeah, this is really goddamn fucking annoying and entertaining and just, the fucking insanity. First of all, not only are the characters extremely goddamn misogynistic, but like the idea, seriously, that this piece of shit fucking loser wants, like, literally thinks it is worth not having rent money, not like worth like having all of your lights in your house go off. The fact that he thinks that she
can watch your laser discs if you don't have
for laser discs, if we're wanting to follow
Special
your dreams,
edition laser
like
disc.
in any other movie.
I actually looked it up. It's $376. That special edition Dawn of the Dead laser disc.
In any other movie, he would have to learn the lesson by the end of the film. Like, oh, this shit that I'm into isn't as important as, like,
money.
Money and my responsibilities and my girlfriend and all this.
The fact that they're
by the end of the film, she's apologizing to him and saying, like, you know what? It's admirable that you want to follow your dreams. I want to be with you anyway. I'm like, this fucking loser piece of shit, Robert Meyer Burnett, who I just want to say, I really tried to give this a fair chance. I hate him a lot in general anyway. Anyone within close proximity to John Campea, I just hate on general principle as a human being and as a movie fan. He's a fucking piece of shit, and this clearly reinforced that for me 10 times over.
Agent Cody Banks.
Yeah, he's
producer, editor, Forbidden Tango.
Yeah, I just know him as like one of these, pop culture enthusiasts. He's on the John Campea show a lot. He's one of his co-hosts, and John Campea is a fucking little worm himself. So, everyone in his immediate circle is also. So yeah, but I did try to give this a fair shot, and you can't convince me. I swear to God, you can't convince me that this was not originally a fucking movie about a bunch of loser, misogynistic pieces of shit, just having a bunch of pretentious conversations that aren't nearly as clever as they fucking think they are. They clearly just goddamn watched Swingers and a bunch of Kevin Smith movies and said, oh, we can do that. And I know for a goddamn fact that they watched Swingers because Patrick Van Horn plays the same goddamn role basically in this that he did in Swingers.
That's when I was looking at this movie and I was like, who is that guy? I've seen him in something. And I was like, oh, it's Swingers. And I was like, yeah, this kind of is like Swingers ripoff a little bit.
There's 5 friends, just like in Swingers. There's 2 main ones. Patrick Van Horn plays the third most important one, and one of the 2 other ones is black, just like in Swingers. So I'm just like, okay, there's that, and then you watched a bunch of Kevin Smith movies and thought, oh, we can do that. But no, you can't. You're a fucking bunch of assholes. This is the reason why some scripts in Hollywood don't get made. It's because they're fucking bullshit-ass bullshit like this. Is
that why the Brady Killers didn't get made?
Say what?
Is that why Brady Killer didn't get made?
Yes. You can't convince me that this wasn't just a script about a bunch of dumbass fucking piece of shit friends fucking around, trying to rip off swingers. That was originally the whole goddamn movie. But then somehow they were like, okay, we need to get this thing financed. Who's a big star that we can lure in? And they fucking somehow got a hold of William Shatner. And then once he agreed to do it, they tailor-made the movie around him, added his scenes in after the fact. You can't convince me that didn't happen.
They told him that he would have a intimate scene, and he always does his intimate scenes. That's his.
I was about to say, everyone found love at the end of this movie, and Bill Shatner found love.
Bill Shatner found love with a girl who looks like an older version of Audrey Horne. I couldn't help but think that. But
when he's just walking around her like that at the party, like literally just doing circles around her, I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. And I am not the one to pull out like the fucking, these characters are so fucking sexist, and I'm not the one who just throws that accusation around.
You're not wrong. It's very blatant.
These guys are so unbelievably just like him saying in the car, like, Rosemary deserved what she got, that fucking bitch, after, what she did to her husband, Rosemary's Baby. I was like, Jesus fuck, bro. Like, what are you even talking? Him just assuming, like, hey, look, I know you want to buy this comic book for your boyfriend or whatever, but I fucking need it. And she's like, it's actually not for my boyfriend. Well, who is it for? It's for me. And just like that whole exchange.
You're a girl.
Him just assuming that the green.
How does he get so many girls, by the way, being that fucking broke?
Because it's this fucker Robert Meyer Burnett's fantasy. This is his fantasy, by the way.
I was like, you can't.
Yeah, because he can write it however he wants.
The way he was treating the bartender too, and he was like, "Pour me another one, dear."
Yeah, and just all kinds of like,
damn, man.
The scene where he's talking to the girl and the redheaded girl about Star Trek pissed me off so goddamn much. Because look, we all have our things. We all have our moments, like, where someone just doesn't get something we're into or wants to put it down and we get defensive about it. That's normal. But he was being so goddamn condescending about it. And so just like, oh yeah, well, what about, I could say the same thing about you, and all this shit. And just like, the way it was written was so just like, he wanted to get all that shit off his chest in just the most condescending way, and her just being like the most over the top. It reminded me of Lisa Kudrow, again, in that scene from Mother, where she's so unrealistically over the top stupid. Like, in real life, the conversation would not be that one-sided, but this is just this guy trying to get his points across. And then the scene, I swear to God, I was really just disgusted by these characters, like, seriously. Where they have the three-way with the girl in the bed, and he goes like, are you telling me you actually care about this girl? And he's like, yeah, I did for about 20 seconds. I'm just like, these fuckers are gross. Like, oh my God. Like, I was really just
later too, when he has two girls and he's like, you want to like fix our problems?
Yeah, I was like, and then him, like, okay, I was like, what kind of psychotic asshole? He just assumes that the green girl is a hooker. So much so that he's actually confident enough to address her that way. I'm like, what kind of psychopath are you?
Have you not seen Will and Grace?
Seriously. Say what?
Have you not seen Will and Grace? Oh, he's just closeted.
I actually haven't. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny because, yeah, like this same year that this came out, or right afterwards, yeah, he would go on to play a gay dude, and he's a super misogynistic straight dude in this. So Eric McCormick has range, goddammit.
Yes, the range of a lifetime.
I love the diner scene when he's just going off, and then whatever fuck main character leaves because of his whiny ass problems, and the waitress sits down and just is like, almost the same kind of moment with the marathon. Well, you're fucked with Steve Martin.
Yeah.
It just felt like that moment.
She's like, oh, are we having a lover spat?
Yeah.
And then that scene, god damn, where Eric McCormick is with his date in the restaurant.
Oh, God, yeah.
And she's complaining about her problems, and he's like, yeah, well, you're a whiny fucking bitch, and I don't even want to talk to you. I'm just like, we're clearly meant to be on his side in this scene, and I am not at all. Like, this guy is a piece of garbage. I fucking... Ooh, boy, like, it's kind of unbelievable, like, how disgusting these characters were, and I'm not, like, again, I don't throw that label around easily, but they were fucking horrible, horrible.
Say what you will, he at least was willing to eat pussy while he was driving.
Yo, that was one of the most insane
that was things. Fucking crazy, yeah.
And that's how he lost his car.
I literally had to skip it because I was, like, at work watching this. And then she popped up, which I was like, okay, I can't fucking foresee that. But the moment I knew he was about to go down, I went 5 seconds, and thank God it was the next scene. I was like, yeah, I know.
And then I also just have to say again, there are scenes in this where it's like there's a relatable idea in there, but the way they do it is so gross. Like the scene later on where they're talking about like who the most bangable star is, you know? Like we've all had conversations like in that vein. There's nothing wrong, but the way they're going about it, it's just like you guys are such losers. Like, oh my God, this is so gross the way you're talking about it. It's just the whole movie was so goddamn sexist. It just drove me up the wall.
I was thinking about how since he lost his car doing reverse road ahead.
Yeah.
He lies to her and he's like, meet me there. And she's like, oh, why aren't you going to pick me up? And then he just makes up this whole fabrication of like, oh, so like makes it think that she's safe because she's like, you can have one of your girlfriends because we're in the city, we're in LA, like pick you up if you don't like me. But he was just fucking manipulating her left and right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he felt like, I don't know if they ever addressed the fact, did he pay him back yet at the end of the movie? I mean, I know they're making the movie. And I'm like, this dude, like, the fact that he was just, the way he just comes in and he's like, by the way, I just paid your rent, like, you know, owe me another $1,500. And I'm like, why did you do that?
And then his response literally was, nobody asked you to do that.
Yeah.
Just like, ingrate. Fuck. And just, I don't know, the whole thing just... The characters irritated the absolute living shit out of me, and then just like this girl, the fact that she ever got with him in the first place, after their first encounter was him being a completely sexist jackass to her, was already pretty unbelievable. Them clicking so well was already pretty unbelievable. The idea that this fucking piece of garbage would ever be able to get, you know, multiple women that attractive is just a little unbelievable. But whatever, you know, you go with it. It's the George Costanza principle. You just believe that he's able to get these beautiful women, even though it's not very realistic. You just go with it. It's fine. But then
also, I don't think any woman in there, I know she was like specifically like different because she liked all this stuff, but like the amount of women that he apparently did sleep with, I'm like, you're telling me you brought him back to that house with the fucking collectibles. Yeah. They didn't like drop everything and run.
And you were talking about, like, the movie is literally trying to make the case that it's okay to break up with your girlfriend over Star Trek. You're in the right to do that. It's okay to not want to, like, fucking support some, but she's making such a valid point when they're on the cliff, where she's like, I need to know that, you know, whoever I'm with is actually responsible and willing to fucking pay his bills, and that when I come home, I'm going to be able to turn the lights on and they're going to work. And that you're not going to waste all of our money for shit we need on a goddamn laser disc. That's as valid as anything I've ever heard. And his fucking response is like, yeah, waste money on what? Like a $30,000 engagement ring? I'm just like, literally get fucked. Like, literally, you are the most immature.
You had every right to take that ornament.
Say what?
You had every right to take that ornament back.
Literally. And I'm just... And then the fact... So, like, it's already hard enough to believe that... this dude would ever pull a girl like this, or any of the ones that we see him with in the film. But the fact that, like, at the end of the movie, she's genuinely willing to get back with him and concede to all his points and be like, yeah, you know, it's okay, I love you because you're willing to follow your dreams, and that's admirable. It literally reminded me of that scene from, what, is it The Hot Chick? Is that the movie with Rob Schneider? Where the girl is literally like, I want a man who just stays at home all day, and he just stays on his computer and literally just is, you know, a complete, just like that scene where I'm just like, yeah, and he's a complete loser and doesn't make any money and does all this stuff. It's like, it's literally that. I'm just like, this is a fantasy. This is just this fucker and his friend writing out their fantasy of what they wish their lives were like, and they're just a couple of...
Hey, they ended up making their movie, though. Well, you assume they finished the movie.
This is their movie, because they wrote themselves, and this is the movie that they made in real life. And
I'm just thinking of Shatner being like...
Oh, and also, William Shatner's in the movie. I've barely even mentioned it because he's not relevant that much to the movie.
I mean, it's one of my favorite parts about the movie.
Same! I mean, all the scenes he's in are the best scenes, but he's not in it that much. I mean, he's in, like, maybe like a quarter of the movie, if even that. I mean, it's not
quite a bit actually.
He doesn't have that much screen time. Like fucking
It was
30,
spread
40
out
minutes.
well enough, in
Like
my
30 minutes will go by before he shows up again. I mean, at some points. And
His joke at the end where you hear the audio from his trailer of like spread wider, but they're doing like the hand. He's teaching her to do the
yeah. I will say this:
I thought that
the
was
whole thing was all worth it for the William Shatner Julius Caesar rap. When that started, I was like, okay, this wasn't a waste of time.
The editing
that
that
was
part
beautiful.
just pops
Where-
the fuck off.
That's where we need the soundtrack to the Julius Caesar musical.
Yes, please release that.
William Shatner rapping.
Whoever made this, please release that. I will also say this, and then I'll let you guys say whatever, because I've just been going on. Just having pop culture references and just talking about movies and just name dropping movies and celebrities and shit isn't clever on its own. You have to do it in a clever way. This dialogue is not nearly as clever as it thinks it is. You're not Swingers. You're not Clerks. You're not Pulp Fiction. Fuck off, you absolute hack wannabe pieces of shit. Robert Meyer Burnett can suck my fat one. Take it away.
As I say, all that being said and being pretty much correct, I still enjoyed the movie and had a good time with it and was I had my fair share of laughs. I didn't take it super like I knew they were being misogynistic, but I also kind of just blew past that a little bit when I was like, yeah, they're just being that's how they're writing them. Especially back in the 90s, that's just it wasn't, like I was just like, yeah, this is bad, but
Swingers wasn't like that. Clerks isn't like that. I mean, like
Swingers, I got to rewatch it because I feel like I guess that was part of the point. I think
the characters in those movies are likable in spite of whatever flaws they may have. I mean, these ones were just
Vince
not.
Vaughn was kind of pissing me off last time I watched Swingers. Not gonna lie, when
But
he was
he's got-
tapping on the table saying "mun," like being super really obnoxious in the diner, I was like,
I love that scene so much.
I was just like, I don't know why it was irking me. I was like, I get why it's funny, but I was like, yeah, if somebody did this in real life, I'd be like, can you sit the fuck down?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like do not get us kicked out of here, please. But yeah, I don't know. I had a fun enough time with it. I thought there were some jokes that were like, okay, that was pretty good. Sam, I don't know if you have any more comments.
That's kind of how my only experience with the main actor Raffer, that is his name, Raffer.
Probably I
somehow.
forgot.
Yeah. Someone fucking named that fucking schmuck. But
They had a stroke while they were saying his name.
yeah, it was supposed to be Ralph.
Ralph.
It's supposed to be Raphael, and it's Rafa.
His mother died right after saying that.
He has a pretty big part in the TV show Charmed, which is another fucking shout out to that because we talked about it in the Fantastic Four episode quite a bit.
You haven't looked him up yet, but I'm curious to see what else he's been in.
But he's in a Emilio Estevez movie, X-rated or something like that. But like it just like I don't know. I kind of blew past, like Matt said, the horrific fucking actions that some of these people are committing. Just because I was in for the ride and I was waiting to see if there would be a full-on Star Trek parody, and then no. But the Julius Caesar thing made it extra 3 stars. Give me the Julius Caesar musical.
I did think the scene when he first meets the dudes in the bar and he's just like, "What's up, homies?" And then like they show him how to like dap up, and I was just like, "That is pretty fucking hilarious."
Shatner was killing all his scenes. I'm not gonna lie. I'll even say the acting from everybody else was really good too. Like the two main guys were doing their best,
Phil Lamar being like, "Yo, why don't you where's your colored friend?" And then the Julius Caesar moment, it's just a whole bunch of black people show up just for that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can tell too when they start panning around, like the ratio really changed because like there's people I think that appeared that were not there before,
that were
like,
not there at all,
like in the audience, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
I will also say I'll give the movie credit for one other thing. One of the I don't think this is one of like in the top like 3 or 5 movie lines that have made me just die laughing all year. Like, no doubt. The scene at the beginning where he says like he said that Han Solo was better than Captain Kirk. Just hearing William Shatner say, "Kick the little fucker's ass," I lost my shit. I was dying fucking laughing in this chair. I swear to God, I was like, okay, if we don't get anything else out of this, we got that moment. So,
and
the way that he drop kicks the other kid too, like literally, he flies through the air and kicks him. I was like, what? God, this movie is gonna be
and
that was like a legit like
gold links and everything like Kirk, and I was like, yeah.
I also have to question how these supposed William Shatner super fans don't even know that he's Canadian. Even I know that for fuck's sake. And,
that was actually correct.
And they don't know. They're like, oh man, it sucks finding out that your idol William Shatner is an asshole. I'm just like, do you know anything about William Shatner?
I mean, him in a bookstore reading porn was just hysterical.
And like, no disrespect to the man, but like,
well, the fact that he requested to be wrote like that is
it's well known. It's very well known that all of his co-stars on Star Trek hated his guts. So I'm like, you guys really have no knowledge of that, no knowledge of him being a dick, and you're surprised? I'm like, you supposed super fans? I don't know. It just was like, the whole thing just rang so goddamn hollow to me. Just, fuck this movie. It was so goddamn irritating.
So this is more of a Grilled situation.
Yep, this was definitely
because Grilled, I did legitimately enjoy like the first 30 minutes of that movie. Like against all odds, the first 30 minutes of that movie, it wasn't until later that it got.
It's actually more like Comet.
Not anywhere near as rage-inducing as Comet, but like
really, okay.
Yeah, no. I mean that's a special category, but
I was like going with
say what
conversations about stuff where they're just lobbing.
Matt heard you say that there was a chance for his 99 streak to come back, and then he hit the brakes as hard as humanly possible.
There was a chance for his 99 streak to come back, and just like that guy in the car given reverse roadhead, he crashed. No, my rule is, for the 99% run, my rule is, as long as it's not something that like I viscerally hate, which this came close, but this was more like, because I did not like this whatsoever. But it's got to be something on the level of like a Comet or a Spoils of Babylon or something like that, where I just,
gotta go on the hunt.
Because like I remember last season, it was like, you had before Comet, you had some duds like War Inc., but nothing that
we got like at least something out of them though.
Yeah, I didn't get much out of this. Just that one line from Shatner and the rap at the end were pretty much all I got out of this. But yeah, definitely I would say though this is in my top 10 least favorites of the podcast, like for sure. Maybe even higher, but yeah. So
well, I guess there's a reason why nobody talks about it. But I will say this: I was looking at the user reviews on IMDb, and for some reason they were pretty high.
And I know why. It's because the only people who know about this are people who are inclined to like this kind of thing anyway, because nobody else knows of its existence. If like regular people watched it and rated it, it would be much lower.
I can say this: I was not expecting it to be this misogynistic. Like when I was watching it too, I was like, "Why is this kind of very male geared?" And I was like, especially like when he leaves which makes no sense. Why are you leaving your job early just to go on a date when she very clearly would have been okay with staying there? Yeah, right. Like, okay, I love doing my job, but I'm gonna leave early. I mean, I know you're doing smut, but still, like,
yeah.
I just again, her kissing him after they leave just to be like, I just wanted to see what it was like. It's like
comparing it to stuff like comparing it to like Kevin Smith type movies, because that's clearly to me what this is trying to emulate. One of the things it's trying to emulate, something like Clerks or Mallrats. Like, first of all, of the two characters, there's usually the one who's the much more like well-adjusted character, the one with the heart of gold, who may have some insecurities or some problems, but is usually like the more sensible one. And then you got the other one, the Jason Lee type character, who's the asshole kind of character with his priorities out of whack. So first of all, there's that balance. They're not both just complete fucking idiot losers. And then also the Jason Lee type character, or the Randall from, Clerks type character, usually by the end of the movie has to learn the error of his ways. Like, Jason Lee in Mallrats the whole time is breaking up with his girlfriend over trivial shit. and is obsessed with comics, obsessed with pop culture. But then he gets a little talk from Stan Lee, and he understands, oh, well, I need to go get her back, and my priorities are out of whack, and I realize that now. By the end of this movie, this fucker's like, no, my priorities were right all along. Star Trek and Laserdisc is more important than, being able to provide for my girlfriend. It's like, get fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's just, god damn, it drove me up the wall.
And at least the Kevin Smith movies have well-rounded female characters that are all, like, alongside the, that.
Yeah, like, again, every female character in this movie literally just exists to have the male characters, like, be able to get their points across and just to demonstrate, like, oh, they're dumb and I'm right, and I'm gonna have a whole fucking 10-minute scene lecturing them about how I'm right and they're wrong about, Star Trek and shit like that.
The way they treat Pan and Scan Girl is so fucked.
The Pan and Scan comment was fucking hilarious, though. And the response to it too is like, I can't remember what they say, like, to her.
They all get upset, and the dude that's with her is like, "I'm sorry, guys."
Yeah, I don't know. I did think that was pretty funny. I was like, yes, that's fucked up, but the comment itself.
Like at the end of the day, again, in all of those other movies, like. Some of the best, honestly, like, I know, like, certain stupid critics like to criticize some of Kevin Smith's movies for the female characters, but I think that's unfair. He is very good at writing female characters, whether it's, fucking Joey Lauren Adams in Chasing Amy, amazing fucking character, extremely well written. He's not just there for Ben Affleck to be able to go on a bunch of tangents about whatever he's interested in. Linda Fiorentino in Dogma, amazing fucking character. All of the girls from Clerks are great characters, just like there's always, like, I'm only bringing this up because, like, they're trying to emulate those kinds of movies, and I'm just like, you're not capturing the heart of it. It's and I'm also just going to take any opportunity I can to show how brilliant and underrated of a filmmaker Kevin Smith is, like, because critics have always wanted to give him shit for this reason or that reason, and I'm just like, yeah, compare something like this to something like Clerks or Mallrats, or, like, those movies know how to do this premise perfectly and know how to write the characters well, like three-dimensional people, and know how to, like, and the comedy is much funnier, like, you think anybody can just do that kind of movie, but no, it takes expertise just like anything else, and, you watch something like this and it reinforces that even more, where I'm just like, this is, just a complete piece of shit. There's a reason why Robert Meyer Burnett was reduced to, being a pundit on YouTube on a shitty fucking movie show like the John Campea show, and why Kevin Smith became an actual fucking revered filmmaker that we all love and cherish his work. It's because he had something to say and he had talent, and you don't. You fucking cocksucker, but it's whatever.
Whoever made the poster and modeled it after the Star Trek Generations poster is fucking goated.
Ironic considering the character doesn't like The Next Generation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had something to say, but for the moral of the story for me is I'm not letting a bitch come between me and my laser discs. That hoe's gotta go. And I'm joking. But I'm actually not, like, actually going to give up my laser discs. I'm just joking about the, fucked up terms I just used.
Yeah, that's because do you know why that is, Matt? Because you're a sensible human being with priorities, and if that's what you are, you don't relate to the characters in this movie. I
was waiting for him to have, like, a cocaine addiction or something, but nothing.
Say what?
I was expecting him to have, like, a cocaine addiction or something. No, that would be more like, oh, okay, this is set. This guy has got an addiction.
No, he's just a sleazeball.
Honestly, that would have honestly made it funnier if he just has a fucking addiction to laser discs. That would have just been, and they have to intervene somehow. But release the 6-hour William Shatner Julius Caesar musical with Sharon Stone. I want it.
Yes.
All right. Well, moving on to Jackson's pick this week, we have a very serious matter on our hands. Take it away, my good sir.
Well, yes, Mr. Patterson, indeed. We do have a very serious matter. You could say we have a matter of life and death. Because that is the film that I have chosen this week. The 1946 classic from the goats. Now, it has been said many times before how we feel about the British on this podcast. And oh boy, does this movie give us a lot of ammo to go with in that direction, and we'll get there. But if there are two Brits who are safe from us on this podcast, who we will never insult, it is Mr. Michael Powell and Mr. Emmerich Pressburger. Because god damn are they goated as shit. And they have brought to us yet another wonderful, wonderful, incredible film. And if you can, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is, as always, picture this. You're David Niven, beloved British Academy Award winner David Niven. And you were a World War II pilot. And your plane is going down. You're like Fallout Boy, because sugar, we're going down swinging, goddammit. And as you are dying, as your crew is already dead or they have already parachuted out, you're going down and you're talking to a little certain someone on the phone. You're talking to an American girl. What's her name? Stella! No, but you would be forgiven if that's who you thought it was. It's Academy Award winner Kim Hunter, wonderful actress, and she's talking to you on the radio as you're going down, giving you some final words of comfort and love, saying, "If you weren't dying, I could love a man like you, but unfortunately, you are gonna die. But I'm here to comfort you because you don't have a parachute, so you're just gonna jump out of your plane with no parachute and die." And that's what you do.
Women love a dying man.
And you can't.
Exactly.
Phantom Thread taught us this.
Exactly. Yep. And so he jumps out of his plane with no parachute into the fucking ocean. But what happens? Well, ask Warren Beatty. If you know, you know. Because just like him in the movie Heaven Can Wait, the angels missed this fucker. They fucked it up.
They fumbled him.
They fumbled him, goddammit.
The goddamn French.
They were supposed to get him. They were supposed to take him to heaven, or the afterlife. They're very deliberate not to use the word heaven too many times in this. They were supposed to take him to the afterlife, but they fucking missed him. They were sleeping on the job. So he just lands in the ocean, David Niven.
Goddamn fucking English weather.
Yeah, exactly. And so he wakes up in the ocean, and he's just like, oh shit, well this is clearly the afterlife. I must be... But then he realizes, oh shit, I actually survived. How the fuck is that possible? Well, I'm not going to question it. I got a new lady friend now that I'm going to fall in love with. The girl I was talking to over the radio, we can actually be together now. And so everything's great. He survived certain death. He's got a new lady friend. He's dating Stella. And hopefully, unlike Marlon Brando, he'll treat her right. We can only hope. But what goes wrong? Well, God damn it, those people from the afterlife, they're coming to get him. They're coming to get him because they're like, it was supposed to be your time, bro. Nobody jumps out of a plane without a parachute and lives. That doesn't make any sense. So, it's your time, man. They send this French fuck down there to come get him. And he's like, oh, sacre bleu, monsieur. It's your time to come to the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, fuck you. I don't want to do that. I got this new lady that I'm in love with, and why the fuck should I go with you? You know?
I'm not dying over your fuck up.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what a lot of British soldiers said during World War II to the French as well, you know? So it's fitting when you think about it. World peace, baby. We're pissing everybody off. But, goddamn, they're going to hate us for that one. But, so, yeah, they're like, okay, well, we gotta bring you upstairs, you know? And he's like, I don't want to go. So then, it looks to everybody around him like he's just crazy. Like he's having PTSD of some kind. He's having hallucinations of heavenly figures trying to come take him away. So his girlfriend, who does she take him to? Why, the one and motherfucking only Colonel Blimp himself, Mr. Roger Livesey. Who I've never wanted to have sex with a man's voice as much as I do his. I want to have sex with that man's voice. It is the sexiest voice of all time. Just putting that out there. And so Roger Livesey, he's a doctor who is going to help our young pilot friend get over his supposed delusions of heavenly figures, and he's going to supervise him and make sure that everything's going to be okay with him, and that he's going to undergo surgery to treat these hallucinations and all this. And at the same time, our young pilot friend is told by the French guy that he's going to get a trial. The afterlife people are going to give him a trial, and he's going to be
in the afterlife. There's still a judge and like a fucking courthouse,
a jury and everything. Yep.
like, damn it!
And
Bro, imagine getting summoned for jury duty in heaven. Like, fuck! I gotta go to listen to this guy's life.
That'd be fucking.
Sorry.
But no, that's hilarious. But but yeah, they So he fucking is told you're gonna get a trial, and you're gonna be given a chance to prove that you can still keep living. But if you lose your case, you're coming with us. Your time is up. Hey, there we go. The stairway to heaven, motherfucker.
Sam is on his way to jury duty right now.
Yeah. There you go. And so, yeah. And also, Raymond Massey plays the prosecutor in the trial, who's a Revolutionary War, the first person killed in the American Revolution, who, just like we do on the podcast, hates the British. Shout out to Raymond Massey's character. I think we can all relate to him. Literally just spends 20 minutes just shit-talking the British as much as humanly possible. And I'm just like, wow. He's an inspiration to us here on the 3 for 3 podcast, no doubt. So yeah, it's a story of love, a story of humanity, a story of what it means to live, to die, all these things. It's a fucking yet another Powell and Pressburger banger. The archers hit their target yet again. God damn it. And now, it maybe is my longest picture of this of all time. So I will turn it over to the two of you. What did you both think?
I'll let you go first, Sam, since you're in the space already.
Fucking love this goddamn fucking movie. All three of the movies we had this week were somewhat comedies, whether you laughed or not during Free Enterprise. This one just really fucking hits that nail so perfectly and just takes you on this just dreamlike kind of journey, and the transitions from black and white to color were just so goddamn fucking effective. I read that I'm sure y'all probably read as well, it was one of the first few trivias on IMDb that someone like did like over the lens and fogged it up for one of the scenes, and that's how they captured some of the like the set scenery for when he's like
that opening transition where it like is all smoky and it fades into the beach. That's how they got that idea. Yeah,
I swear to God, that beach is where they filmed the Dobby death scene, because it literally looked the same. And then when he's walking up over that dune, that looks like where they buried Dobby, and I was just like, shout out to a real one who fought for his country.
They just cut to Dobby's dead corpse in the freaking plane.
But it down up until the trial, it's just like a great, tense, enjoyable ride. And then the courtroom scene, everything just goes fucking bananas. And having all like they had to strike the jury and then get new ones, and then just watching the people fade into the American people was really funny. And all the like rows of the people there to watch the first trial of a man fighting for his life was just perfect. Powell and Pressburger, just every fucking movie I see from them just continues to blow my goddamn mind, and this was really fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I pretty much agree with both. Like, literally, this movie is like top, like possibly in my top 10 now. Like, holy shit, they are just geniuses, and every shot is like a fucking artwork, like piece of artwork. I swear to like the production design, it goes crazy. Like the one scene that I noticed was when he's talking to her on the phone in the beginning, and she's like slightly out of focus. It's like her hair, I think, is what's in focus, and it just gives this like soft like glow to her. And I was just like, I fuck with their decision to intentionally put it out, because it's intentionally that way, because David Niven is like super info. He's like literally, razor
I
sharp.
thought I was tweaking. So that was okay. Y'all saw that too. I was like, yeah, I noticed that the whole time. I'm like, he's super in focus and she's not. I
Yep.
thought I was just imagining it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was looking at it, it's her hair that's in focus, which is just weird to me. But again, it just works so well. It's genius. Like every shot in this is like way ahead of its time, in my opinion. I fucking love the when like everything stops and they're just in the middle of the ping pong game and he
Yeah.
just like walks by and they're just like, I was just like, that was nuts. The fucking transition, the set transitions are insane. And like, yeah, I just had a ball with this one. So like, and I've seen it before, but I think I was like half paying attention and I still liked the movie a lot. But like this time just sitting down and being like zoned in on it, I was like, this is I can see why they're like, I knew, I've seen their stuff before. So it's like, I know they're like well regarded for a reason, but god damn, like you said, Jackson, god damn. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot emphasize. First of all, before I say anything else, I have just got to say this, touching on a point you made, Matt. Jack goddamn Cardiff is one of the greatest cinematographers to ever fucking live. Because he did several of their movies. He also did Black Narcissus and The Red Shoes. Every movie that he shot for them, it is like impossibly good cinematography. I'm just every single one. I'm like, this is like superhuman like talent behind the camera here. Black Narcissus is the like if somebody asked me which movie has the greatest cinematography in the history of film, Black Narcissus is my answer. And this and The Red Shoes are not far behind. And this one, unlike the other two, was half in color and half in black and white. So he was strutting his stuff in both fucking aspects. Mm-hmm. Just getting the best goddamn shots, the best color, the best lighting, the best. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I just want to say that first off. The man was an absolute fucking god among gods, cinematography wise. Can't say enough about him. So, also, this is my fourth Powell and Pressburger movie, and every single time I watch a film of theirs, they just blow me away. I mean, I cannot stress to you enough what a fan I have become of those two in the last like year and a half or so. Just geniuses. This was so good. It was so beautiful. It was so, in a way, it was so much shorter and simpler than their other movies that I've seen, but packed just as much of a wallop. I mean, like, because stuff like Black Narcissus and The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, are these, like, really long, kind of, like, large-scale stories that, like, are very sprawling and shit. This one was so much more self-contained, but in a way was also big and sprawling, considering you're dealing with the afterlife and, like, you're going literally to another plane of existence and shit. But it was a nice, succinct little hour and 46 minutes, and everything they pack into that time is just beautiful. Like, and the thing about their movies, too, is all of their movies that I've seen, they start off very slow, and then once you get kind of towards the second half, you understand why the first half was so slow, because they had to set everything that now happens in the second half, they start paying off. And you're just like, oh my God, I completely understand where we're going now. I understand the picture. I understand why you were so fucking methodical in the first part. Like, not a second is wasted. You understand why they've done what they've done. Because when you get to the trial, everything from the first half pays off. All of the character investment that you've got in that trial scene is because of everything you went through with these characters in the first part of the movie. And just the trial scene, the writing is so good. I mean, just the way they're both making their cases, the way they're both fucking... And I love to... One of the hardest fucking moments, because I love the way they're both just kind of like philosophizing at each other back and forth and shit, and making their cases and everything. One of the hardest fucking moments is when Raymond Massey is just going off about like, there's not a single person here who isn't in some way prejudiced against the British Empire. There's not a country on earth that you haven't fucked over. And he literally points to every single juror and he's like, this guy's from India, and this is what you did to him. This guy's from China, and this is what you did to him. This guy's from France, and this is what you did to him. And this guy is Irish. He doesn't say a goddamn thing. I was like, that was the hardest shit I've ever, like, just the point is just made right there. I was like,
This guy.
nope, don't even need to explain. You just, that's it. I was like, yeah, just absolutely amazing. Just the writing in this and the way they make their points and the way it's just so human. The scene on the stairwell at the end where, you know, they're both willing to sacrifice themselves for the other one, and just the message about love and everything, and just, you know, the characters are all so great. Roger Livesey was really just, I loved, his character was my favorite. You know, I just loved him the whole way through, and, you know, part of that, I'm sure, is his sexy-ass voice that just makes me believe anything that I say, or anything that he says, you know. So, but yeah, just beautiful. Those two were just, I swear that they don't miss. They haven't missed yet for me. And not only have they not missed, I mean, again, they're called the Archers for a reason, man. They hit the target right on the fucking bullseye every single goddamn time.
It's so satisfying watching that opening logo with the fucking hitting the bullseye, and it's just like,
yep.
And then that was even black and white and faded to color, just like the movie. And I noticed,
I would have been tweaking out if I was. What'd you say? Sorry.
Since you mentioned the runtime, I can't believe Free Enterprise is the longest movie this episode.
I know.
So much happens in this fucking thing.
Yeah, I'd be tweaking out if I saw this in the theaters, like at the time. I'd be like, how the fuck did they do that? How the fuck did they do that? Like, I'd be like, because nowadays, like, stuff like that is not as difficult, but like back then, goddamn. Even there are some things where I'm like, damn, how did they do that?
I love the scene too where he makes the joke, like when the French guy shows up and it fades into color. He's like, "Oh, we'd kill for some Technicolor up there," you know, like breaking the fourth wall and shit. I'm like, God damn, it's so good.
I love the opening text scroll ends with like any kind of like relation to people is like purely coincidental, and I was like, why would you say that? And then,
well, I just love at the beginning where it's like any resemblance, this is a world all its own, and resemblance to any actual world is coincidental. I was like, that's. But
cool. Then that's what I was thinking. Like, what? And then, boom, the trial where it's just famous, like people just being mentioned and all this kind of other stuff. Even like the stairs with like Abraham Lincoln and all those kind of people, it was just cool.
Yeah,
and seeing this blend of cultures across everyone was intense.
Yeah, and I also think it's cool. They apparently that stairway was a real set. Like they really built that shit. It really worked, and you know, it was a big undertaking for them to have to build it. And I was like,
I can't imagine falling down those.
I know.
It was like the way they were running down just made me nervous.
It's like the scene in John Wick 4, I think, when he's just falling down the stairs, like all the way,
all the way down.
It'll be like that Family Guy joke of Bobby McFerrin falling down the stairs. Ooh, ee, bah, oh, ooh, ee, bah, ee. Yeah.
No, it's such a good goddamn fucking movie.
Because it's like, not as a just well shot. It's like we've been saying, it's like fucking kind of funny. It's like, you know,
has surprising moments of like humor and like, again, just so, I mean, their movies are always just so, I don't know, their characters are always so fascinating, and this one was more, because again, like, there are two different Palin Pressburger movies. There are like the ones where by the end of the movie your soul is just destroyed, like The Red Shoes, and then there's ones like this and Life and Death of Colonel Blimp where it's like uplifting and shit. You know, where you're just like, oh, okay, like, you know, good for these guys, you know? But
and it's hard to have that with such fucking crazy subject matter and like dealing with the war and everything that's going on.
Yeah, and it was cool because, you know, obviously, I don't know if either of you have seen The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, but that was a big topic in that one. That's the whole movie is about. It's about an army colonel during. There you go. Watch that soon if you can. It's amazing. But yeah, that's obviously like Palin Pressburger during this time were making a lot of movies kind of about the war and, you know, talking about that and everything. That was clearly on their minds for obvious reasons. And, you know, I do think that, like, it's funny because, like, I'll ask this. Do you guys think it was real or he was hallucinating? Because they do leave it open-ended, I feel like.
I like to think it was real. I don't know. You know, it feels like it gives more gravity.
Crazy, like, backdrop with his open brain surgery happening.
It's wild, though, because I agree, Matt. I prefer to think it's real. But then the doctor is the same actor who plays the judge.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh shit! Does that mean it wasn't real? I'm like, even if that's what it means,
he had
I still
such
choose
a
to
big
believe it is.
fucking nose. Like, I was like, holy shit.
Choose your next words carefully, Sam.
Hey, I wanted to honk on it.
Well, you know, takes one to know one, I guess. But
Fair.
yeah, so I can't say enough about just again how well shot it was, how well written it was. I mean, how well acted it was. I mean, David Niven and Kim Hunter and fuck, I haven't even mentioned Raymond Massey yet. He just came into the last 30 minutes of this movie and just took the whole goddamn thing over. I mean, just powerhouse performance from him. Just such a, you know, I mean, of course we admire him on this podcast for roasting the British constantly, but, you know, in the context of the film, you're just like, shut up, man. Like, come on. Like, you're getting off topic. You know, like, let Roger Livesey say his piece. But
Robert Coote was great, too.
So what?
Robert Coote.
Yeah, he was a great character.
And, like, the scene at the beginning when he's just waiting for him to get up to the afterlife, and he's just looking over at the lady and just nervous, and he'd been waiting for so long. And the cut when he's like, I don't want to make the bells ring, and then the clock does the thing.
Yeah, and then I love the whole the scene where they're just showing what the afterlife looks like, and they're looking down and like, yeah, here's all the files and shit, and we haven't made a mistake in like 6,000 years or whatever she says.
Subtle. Sorry, a subtle thing was like when they're like writing their names in the book, they're like measuring them for wings, and they don't address it, but I really enjoyed that aspect.
Yeah, they do a good job of like kind of not just through the way it's like written, but the way it looks, like having their own unique like version of what heaven looks like and shit, you know. Like I thought it really stood out. And also I also read, I was just reading about the movies that this has influenced, and I was like, damn, this is a pretty influential movie. Like apparently other movies like Soul, and apparently that scene at the end of Captain America the First Avenger where he's talking to Peggy over the radio as he's crashing.
That makes sense.
They said that was influenced by this, and I was like, oh, I can see that.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't say direct, but I can see like this in Brazil having a very kind of similar vibe because they're just so vast.
The set design.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. And yeah, I also
Scorsese like loves these guys. He's always talking about them.
He was the first time I ever heard of them was watching an interview with him talking about him, and I'd never heard of him before, and then I ended up getting into their stuff. So thanks, Marty. But yeah, because I think either directed or produced. They did a documentary about them last year called I think it was called From Britain with Love, and he was involved with the producing of that. Say what?
I said it more like From Britain with Hate.
The jaw drop when they play the modern country kind of music for the American prosecutor was just like insane. Just the shock on his face, like I don't understand any of it. I didn't either.
He was so goddamn funny. He was horrified by just like what modern American music. I just love that was like his like mic drop like argument in a trial, just playing like modern American music at that time. He's just like, well, I mean that may be horrifying, but it doesn't make the point.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't understand a word of it. He's like, neither can I. But yeah,
it's just like this movie has such a crazy way of being hilarious, but I don't think it's like trying to be, but it is.
I was about to say sometimes it is. It definitely, I think it has that ability, I think.
But every joke is just a fucking smack in the face, and that's what I think is so goddamn great about it.
Amen.
Yeah. I also really was invested in because you have to be or the movie doesn't work. David Niven and Kim Hunter's romance, I was really genuinely invested in that. Like, I think that the way she really like stuck by him and didn't like think he was crazy and try to abandon him and all that stuff was really touching. The way they were willing to sacrifice each other at the end was really touching. And
Using her tear on the rose as like evidence was
oh,
amazing.
so good, so good. And yeah, that whole last part on the stairwell where they're trying to prove their case and shit was really really touching and just yeah, I mean, the whole thing again, like all of their movies, very human, very just like great at analyzing its characters, and very just, by the end of every one of their movies, I'm just like, God damn, you two motherfuckers just crush it every time. I mean, they cannot miss. They're just amazing. And there's one other thing I was gonna say, and I can't fucking remember what it is. So hopefully it'll come back to me.
I think the last one I saw from them was Red Shoes, and that movie just fucking blew a hole in my brain.
Same.
And this also very much had the same kind of vibes.
Yeah.
And I love the when he's in the plane just talking to her and everything's on fire and he's holding a Bob's body. It's just like he can't abandon this man, and he made the sacrifice of letting everyone save themselves while he kept flying the plane and everything, and it's just like god damn.
He's a good man. I also like again, he's an aspiring poet, and I like that scene in the trial where he's just like, they're comparing him to like famous figures and shit, like Shakespeare, and he's like, "Are you telling me that this man is like the next Shakespeare or whatever?" And he's like, "Well, he could be if he's allowed to live, Just like I just like that again, just like fucking if this guy is robbed of being able to do anything, that would be a crime, Like let him live, let him like follow his aspirations and shit. A good example of wanting to follow your dreams, and defying that, and unlike the last movie. But
If this happened in the 90s, instead of playing modern music, he would have just pulled out laser discs. They've been like, what the fuck is this?
he would have pulled out the William Shatner Julius Caesar rap. And been like, what the fuck is he saying?
It's who Brute. Hardest end line of that movie.
Oh yes, of all time. I
Of all time.
But I remember what I was going to say before. The girl who Robert Coote is waiting with in heaven, the like receptionist lady who's talking to him and shit. That is Kathleen Byron from Black Narcissus. You've both seen that, right?
It's on my list.
A long time,
That's
but,
the next one I will be watching.
Oh, Sam, you haven't seen that yet?
No.
I thought you had watched it. Oh, Jesus.
I was gonna watch it for Thanksgiving, and then we watched Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh well, that's understandable. But
Tradition.
what a banger! But yeah, she's in that as well in a very big part, and that was cool seeing her show up again in this. She's amazing.
I love that he also was like, it's not her fault. Don't like get her in trouble and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, God, man, every character I like. So
And also the French dude, Sam. He was the dude from the Red Shoes, the love interest guy.
oh shit, okay.
It took me a second to realize because he wasn't French in that movie. He was a totally different character in that. And I was watching this, and about like maybe 30 minutes in, I was like looking at him really close. I'm like, oh my god, that's the dude from the Red Shoes. Like a lot of range, like really completely different character in this movie.
I mean, he plays a Frenchman really well.
Very well. I want to know why he got his head cut off.
Yeah, I know.
What did he do to get his head cut off?
I just love the scene where he's pouring the flasks and they just keep disappearing on him, and it's because the Frenchman was drinking all his liquor.
Mm-hmm. As
French.
those goddamn French always do.
Fucking French.
We gotta get them after us.
Viva la revolution.
Yes. But,
Like Napoleon, I'm going to divide and conquer.
Yeah, maybe he called Napoleon short. Oh no, he was long dead at that point.
Well, we don't know when he died.
No,
Oh.
he still made the comment, and the French people take that shit seriously. So
Yeah, they don't fuck around with Napoleon now. They have a hit out on Ridley Scott.
Indeed. They saw
unfortunately, the franc has lost its value. No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you say?
Unfortunately, the franc has lost its value.
There you go. Take that, France. But yeah, any last thoughts on this one?
No,
I'm just saying it's fucking amazing, and everyone needs to watch it.
completely.
Yes,
I'm 3 for 3 this week. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
I'm 2 for 3 for sure, but
I'm 3 for 3.
but the two are very, very strong. So
Very strong too, and then free enterprise.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm
3
2 for free this week.
That's not a no.
No, it's a strong no. Fuck free enterprise in its ass. And I'll say one more time just because, why not? Fuck you, Robert Meyer Burnett, and everyone associated with the John Campea show.
I did not know this guy was gonna you were gonna have a bone to pick with this guy and the guy associated with him at all. I literally had never heard of this guy, didn't do any research into him. I just looked his name up.
As soon as I looked up the movie and I saw he directed it, I was like, oh god damn. This, But I did try to give the movie a fair shot. I did.
And it shot you instead.
Yep.
It did. It did.
It drop kicked you.
Yeah, drop kick your ass.
Just like every second of John Campea's existence, it irritated me.
Good God. I didn't know we were starting.
You gotta start beef.
Yeah,
I was about to say they're the podcast we can start beef with.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Except for it's not going to be a bit.
Yeah, no, it's not a bit whatsoever.
But it was a good bookend. Funny enough, Matt, the order you went with was the watching order for me. I started with Bob, went free, and then watched Matter of Life last night.
I watched them all in the same day, and that's how I watched them. Was Bob Roberts, Free Enterprise, and then Matter of Life and Death. So seemed fitting because I couldn't start out with Free Enterprise. It seemed too obvious, and I can't end on Free Enterprise because you got to end on the genius.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you for watching this episode of 3 for 3. A truly wild one indeed. We hope you like, subscribe, comment, vote in the polls. Vote in all of the polls, not just our polls, but go vote in other people's polls. Go vote.
Vote for Bob Roberts.
Yeah, vote for Bob Roberts.
A vote for Bob Roberts is a vote for America.
Yes. Paid for by citizens of Bob Roberts. But yes, yeah, thank you for watching. And we will be back next week with another set of movies that will be sure to tingle your cinephile.
Oh, so you're going to be tingling. It just depends on which area.
Oh, yes.
We'll remask Obama.
Okay. Well, I think that was, 3 for 3, baby.
Suck it.
Suck it, Robert Meyer Burnett, John Campea, and anybody else who's associated with him.
3 for 3 has it out for y'all.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're not safe in the streets.
Not in these streets.